Today, we're talking about bamboo. And if you look behind us, this is a grove of bamboo that we have planted quite some time ago. And well, it started with just a couple little pieces and it's grown into this giant bush, if you will. And we love it because up here in the Northeast, you lose all the leaves short of the pine trees. This holds the leaves and stays green all winter long. So it's nice. However, it grows very fast and it encroaches. So you do have to do your maintenance on it. If we don't, eventually it'll actually run under this road and across. You can see I'm losing my line and having to kind of mow around this at this point. That's awesome because it did so well. What we can now do is come in here and dig up and transplant and start some new ones out of this. So wow, this stuff here, I'd say it's 12 feet tall or better. It's, you know, half-inch thick seems to be about the biggest that I'm getting. Maybe here's a piece that's 3/4 or so, which again in the Northeast, it's pretty awesome to have. So let's get to it here. Let me show you what we have. We have some dirt, shovel, and a Sawzall. And we're gonna, oh, and one other thing here. The clippers, you need those. So there's a couple different things we can do. For what we're trying to do, we're trying to get these to grow in buckets. So we're gonna take them, prune them down, and dig them up and move them. If you want, what you can do is just dig them up and move them. And you can sometimes get lucky. Okay, well, we're gonna start with one of these on the end here, the furthest to the road. Maybe, perhaps, why don't you hold this there, pretty lady?
Sure, thanks. Thank you, darling.
So what we're gonna do, let's start with this one. This is a good one, growing really well. And we wanna come up until it has 2 good nodes growing out of it, here and here. And then we can cut that above it. Give that a good chop. Now, what we'll do is we'll save this, cut this up and stick this in dirt and see if we can get this to go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Put this aside. Now, let's take a shovel. And we want to try to dig into this. Now we're going to take this one next to it as well. So maybe I'll cut the top off this while I'm here. Make it easy enough to get to here and here with that one. Now the hard part is digging this stuff because it is very, very stiff, thick roots. That's why I have a Sawzall handy. And our shovel is about shot to begin with. And it's full of rock. So we have our work cut out to dig this stuff up. Wow. All right, sometimes if you're having a really hard time, get to one of these. And if you cut your way in, yeah, you're gonna burn through your blade, so make sure you use a bad blade, but it's probably easier than trying to shovel it. How much that helped. A little better. And now I have my circle going around. That is the answer. I think the car's coming. Alright. There we go, we got one. Okay, now that we have our clump out of the ground, let's cut it up some more. Wow, this is a weird one stuck to the side. Can't imagine that's going to survive very well. We'll cut it off there just in case. But I think if we cut this right through the middle, that'll give me 2 plants here. Like I said, this stuff is brutal. All right. Gotta love a Sawzall. You can do anything with it. So now that we cut this, I shouldn't have done that with that piece. There's no way that's surviving. Let's just get rid of this one. That's disappointing. Maybe it'll put out a shoot, I don't know. But now we can stick that in here, and we can stick this other guy. You know, he's got a good block of root to him. Might have to break some of that up. Straighten this to fit better in the box, in the pot. Maybe I'm gonna switch these two. There's the answer right there. Switch those two around and add some dirt. Just like that, we have 2 new pots full of 2 new bamboo plants if you want. So we can dump a little of this in there. Good leaf composting stuff. And there's a bunch of decomposed wood chips and some really awesome worms in here. Get a little bit so it goes underneath everything. And it won't take long. And we'll leave this out of the sun for a little bit so it can establish itself and get some good roots going. And bamboo doesn't need much root system to take off again. And you'll propagate. There's some of those worms. Throw one of them in there. I had some really big suckers in here before. Here's one. We'll put that guy. He's like almost like a snake. Look at the size of this thing. He'll help keep your soil wonderful and amended. Got a little bit on that guy. And that's pretty much all you have to do for these guys. And like I said, you put these in out of the sun. You have 2 shoots. You don't want too much more, or else it's going to suck all the moisture out of your plant and they won't be able to keep up. Leave a little bit above the top, and it'll take off and grow, and it'll put new shoots out of the bottom. In a few months you can replant them, or you'll be able to sell these if people buy this for, you know, a good buck. Everybody likes some bamboo in their yard, and especially when it'll turn into this. So that's that option. One other thing we can do. Boy, this little guy watching all this. You watching Dad? Pretty cool. So as you can see, this is kind of what we're looking at. Just the top there, one other shoot, that and that. Now, if we decide to leave, let me show you what I did over here really quick. This will take 2 seconds. What you can do is transplant the whole thing. Now, this is one that was done a year ago. You can see it here, new shoots here and here. So it was not much of a little bush. Put a couple shoots in and they take off and they root. So bamboo, it's kind of a really neat fence, and looks beautiful when it's all growing and green and luscious. I love it. And this used to have a complete shot right down through. This was the old power line cut for the property. So when they put the underground power in, it was like a driveway here. So planted bamboo, and you can't even tell there's a house back there now. So what we're gonna do for the next part, why don't you take this again there, sweetheart? We still have some dirt here. This pot's horrible. Dump a little bit in here. All right. Now, with this, you can take, if you have rooting hormone. Oh wow, look at that. You get that one? Must have hurt us up here. Came to check it all out.
Hey.
Well, back to the action. How's the little man doing? Are those bugs getting him? Anyway,
a little bit.
so we're gonna take and we're gonna cut off this bottom edge right there. We'll leave one of these shoots and cut it like that. Now this, we could take, and I'm gonna even prune this back a little more like that. Now you can take and put this in a rooting hormone if you have it. Water helps, and just stick it in some soil. So we're gonna do that with a whole bunch of this tops and see what happens. Sometimes you'll luck out and actually get some to root. sometimes you don't, and we can even do that with these side stems. So if we drop that in like that again, put that down, and we want to cut some of this back so it doesn't draw so much moisture. Now we'll take these and we can also stick these in the soil. Sometimes if you go down under with the leaf on there, the leaves will put roots out of the side. I want to get a little bit of that stalk out of there. Oh, I think he's done. Or he got bit by a skeeter. Those mosquitoes can be vicious.
Hey, buddy.
All right, so there you have it. If you put a bunch of stuff in the ground like that and you keep it moist, it will take a while, but you can get roots and you can get this to propagate. It is easier to do it by transplanting whole plants, but this will give you a start and get you going on the next batch. Again, put this somewhere in the shade, take it from there. So as you can see, we have quite a few more here close by the road that we're going to dig up and get these going and transplanted. And hey, I hope you liked this video. Check out our other videos, lots of them, aside from just doing bamboo, but tons of other things. So you have a great day, and thank you very much.